You absolutely should start an LLC if you do any kind of creative work, freelancing work, jobs for anybody else on the side. If you've got any kind of passive income real estate, you should absolutely start an LLC. This is not legal advice at all in any way, shape, or form. An LLC is a really cool legal entity, like a business that is limited liability company. And you want that limited liability because there are litigious individuals in the world who want to sue you for all that you're worth. And the LLC limits how much of that is your worth. I once talked to a guy who had something like 11 rental properties. And he said, I don't need an LLC because I have really good insurance. Well, you might have really good insurance. You might be paying for really good insurance, and you don't know until you need the insurance. And one of the most common ways to use an LLC with rental properties or real estate is every building, every piece of property has its own LLC. So think of it like the hatches in a submarine. Every compartment is completely separated and isolated from all the other compartments. And if there's a leak in one compartment, then you can shut all the hatches and then that leak won't sink the boat. So what happens is you've got 1 or 5 or 11 rental properties and somebody slips and falls and then they sue you for all that you're worth. And then they get millions of dollars and you lose every single one of your properties and your whole life's work is gone. Or you can have an LLC for each of those buildings, each of those properties, and then they are entering an agreement with that LLC for that property. And then when they sue you for all that you're worth, it's that property, it's limited liability company, so that you don't have somebody trying to sue you for everything that you own. It's just what that company owns, and that company is its own legal entity. And that's how you minimize a lot of the risk from people who just want to sue you for everything that you're worth. Another cool angle is that an LLC helps keep your money organized, because back before I had a company, I had all my personal and all my gig money all in the same bank account. So I would go to Target and buy personal stuff, and I would buy stuff for shows and my business all from the same account. What that did was it made doing taxes incredibly frustrating and difficult, because I would have to go through every single transaction and remember, well, was this a personal purchase or was this for the company? I don't know. It was really frustrating to have to go through line by line and forget which it was supposed to be, which bucket it fell into. But when you get an LLC, you can then apply and get an employee identification number, an EIN. It's not an EIN number. And you get the EIN, which is essentially like a social security number for your business. And then with that number, you can go to a bank and open a business account. Then every dollar you make under your business goes into that account, and every expense you have for that business comes out of that account. So all the money in and all the money out all falls under that umbrella, and it really simplifies keeping track of your finances and understanding how well your company is running. Doing taxes whenever you have to do that is a lot more straightforward. And if you eventually get an accountant to help you with that, then it's pretty straightforward to say, okay, here's everything I made. Here's everything that I spent, and here are all the categories it falls under. How much do I owe Uncle Sam? And that is just yet another cool reason why having an LLC really helps simplify your side hustle, your side business, your main hustle, your main business. And that really helps out a lot. Another cool angle is something I think about as security through obscurity. There's a really cool way that you can found a company through a registered agent so that your name isn't tied to the ownership of the company. Now, before you get too far ahead of me, you cannot use this for tax evasion. The government still knows it's you and the bank still knows that it's you. But from the outside, some lawyer who's looking to sue somebody, if they're looking to see what all you own and your name isn't on the company that has a lot of money in it, well, then on paper, you look like you don't own that much, and therefore you're not as attractive a target for litigious individuals. So to that end, you can form a company through a registered agent, and then that company is the management company of other companies that you have. And again, this is completely transparent to the government. This is not a tax evasion strategy. You can't use it that way. But you do protect yourself from putting your name on all the valuable assets so that you won't be as likely to be targeted by people who want to leverage the law just to drain your pockets. So that is another cool angle of how and why an LLC could really help you out. And then the last detail is perceived value. Imagine you want to hire one person or one company, and that person who represents that business asks you to make out a check to their name versus you pay this company to do the job. Which one do you think is going to do better quality work? Because when you are charging it to the company name, people perceive it as an entire business with bookkeepers and admin and employees and overhead and competence. You're good enough that you've got a business for it versus I'm just a person that gets paid to do a thing. And when you have a business, you can charge business prices versus being a person who does a thing. Well, then how good can you be? Could you give me a discount? So that would be a major reason to get an LLC to start a business. And that's kind of the final detail I wanted to end on. If you enjoy this kind of thing, hit the like button. That gives me a heads up that I should do more stuff like this. And you can subscribe to the channel for more videos. And you can watch this video for more stuff like this. As always, if you can change your mind, you can change your life.